Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? It is the 16th of May, 2019, and these are your morning announcements as I drive over my lawn. Don't tell Rick. Oh, nope, I didn't drive over it. Thank you. Whew. Okay, well, anyways, I'm going into work. It's kind of a cloudy day today. I think we're going to get some rain. And I'm probably going to regret having worn shorts and a t-shirt with no jacket, but well. It'll be fine. So we're only a few days away from the last episode of the Game of Thrones, and I'm I have so many mixed feelings. I kind of just want it to be over with. This journey has been going on long enough. I kind of don't want it to end because I have fallen in love with all these characters. But it's going to end regardless of how I feel about it. So I just hope that they end it. I hope they end it in a way that isn't going to make people insane. You know, like the ending of the show Lost. You know, that was another epic journey that these people took us on, and I remember when I watched the ending of Lost the first time, I was so upset and mad and confused, and you know, that was kind of before that kind of thing got posted online where you could like rewatch things, you know what I mean? So years later, I went through and watched the entirety of of Lost again, and then I wasn't so angry about it because I realized there was a whole lot of stuff that I was missing because I was distracted by what the writers were trying to distract me with. Because the writers, like, throughout the whole seasons of Lost, were actually telling us exactly what was going on, but we were being distracted by all these like symbols and all this time jumping. You know, all that stuff was there to kind of distract and confuse you, so you wouldn't see what was hidden in plain sight. So I kind of went into Game of Thrones with the knowledge that this kind of thing may happen. So I didn't pay as much attention to the things that they were strongly promoting as much as I was paying attention to the subtle details that were happening from episode to episode, and putting things like that in the back of my mind. So like the last episode that was just on, episode 5, I was not surprised at all by anything that happened in that episode. Although there was one thing that surprised me. What was it? The way that Jaime and Cersei died. That was the one thing that made me go, huh. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, no, that's absolutely perfectly fitting for being the way that they died, because, you know, we learned that the Lannisters were really nothing more than usurpers and thieves. Pirates, essentially. That, you know, that stole and tricked and fooled their way into the aristocracy in Westeros. And so they came from the bottom and they died at the bottom. That's the way that I look at it. With no big fanfare, nothing spectacular. They were given a very unheroic and demeaning sort of death, which is exactly the kind of karma that they earned. So it doesn't make me angry, it just surprises me. I thought that we'd see like either Jaime or Tyrion push Cersei off the top of a tall tower. I thought that's what the whole spiraling up tower in the opening was all about. But see, that just goes to show that these writers like distract you with something and then throw you something completely different. And you know, the end of the opening kind of ends in the caverns, so I guess it all kind of pulled together for me better than I think it did for some people. But gotta pay attention to everything you gotta pay attention to the things that don't seem like they're important in that show. And if you do, your eyes are open to like what the writers are trying to tell you in advance of things, right? So we'll have to see. I have no predictions. I'm not going to even give a prediction for the ending of the show. I have an idea of what's going to happen, but I don't want to share it, because if I'm really right, I don't want to feel like I spoiled it for somebody. But the last episode, you know, I was telling people ahead of time, she's going to totally level that city. And everyone was like, no, she's not. She's changed, and she's a good person, and Tyrion will talk to her, and, you know, she'll go into the city triumphantly, and the people will love her. And I thought, oh, what show have you been watching? It's not Game of Thrones. No, that is not what's going to happen. The city is going to be leveled. Oh well. Another thing that surprised me a little bit was that the Hound and his brother died in a fall from the tower into fire. I thought it was kind of fitting. Again, once it happened, I was like, yeah, I guess, yeah, that was a good way to do it. But my hope was that the Hound would kill his brother. You know, that the Hound would be mortally wounded, but would kill his brother before his brother killed him. You know, that's what I was looking for. And that's actually what we got, you know. Euron, who I hate, I wanted to see him explode. And we kind of got to see that when, you know, the Drogon, like, fire breathed all over the ship and he went flying off into the water. So I mean, he did kind of get exploded, but yeah, he just shows up when Jaime's there. That was a little cheesy, but hopefully he's dead. I'm really hoping he's dead. Because ugh, what an icky guy. Icky. So what else is going on? I'm going into work. There's some sort of party going on tonight there. That I set up most of it yesterday, so I just got to do a little cleaning and tweaking of the setup when I get there today. Can I turn on red here? I think I can. It says don't turn on red when children are present. There's no children, so. What else? Oh, you know, this has been kind of a good week. You know, Chrissy had her surgery, so she can't do a lot of physical things, so, but she's going stir crazy, and to just keep her sanity and keep my happiness, I took her and Devante to the Shalom Zoo up in West Bend, Wisconsin. It's kind of a wildlife reserve type thing. It's huge, but you can rent a golf cart. And even with driving through this thing with a golf cart, it took us 2 hours to get through, because the animal enclosures are just giant. You know, they're really, really big, which I really approve of, because I feel like animals should have lots of space. And all the animals were really active. I mean, we literally got to see everything except for the wolves. But I never expect to see wolves, because wolves hate people and are easily stressed by the presence of humans. So You know, if you're in a zoo and the wolves are just sort of hanging out where you can see them, either they are like third or fourth or fifth generation captive wolves that are getting the wolf bred out of them, or they're sick, or they're not actually full wolves. They're wolf dog hybrids. Because wolves, you shouldn't ever see a wolf. You know, if you happen to see one in the wild, you're very, very fortunate, because they just do not like people, and they can smell people for miles and miles away. So I wasn't really expecting to see them, but we saw everything else and got to feed. It's nice that you can buy buckets of food for $5 for a bucket, and you can feed the deer and the horses and all the other like safe animals there. Can't feed the tigers or the cougars or the bears by hand, but you're still really freaking close to them. Like the tiger, the tigers were chuffing. They're doing that noise. How do they? No, that's not how they sound. They sound like that's how they sound. And they were doing the chuffing noise. They're very happy, and they reacted to the fact that we were there. But there's two fences between you and them, so they can't get to you. That was still pretty neat. So yeah, if you live in Wisconsin or Illinois, Minnesota, and you're looking for kind of a neat place here in Wisconsin to go and visit, the Shalom Zoo up by West Bend is a great place to go. It's very cool. And what else did we do this week? Got my hairs cut. I didn't get it buzzed this time. Normally I buzz my hair in the summer. I didn't this time. I'm leaving it a little bit longer because we're going to North Carolina at the beginning of June for my nephew's graduation from high school, and so I thought, I'll leave it a little bit longer for my trip down there so I don't freak anybody out with my buzzed head. And then I'll get my hair cut when we get back, and I'll get it all buzzed off. But for now, I'm just leaving it a little longer. I am going to dye it, though, because I would like it to be nice and bright platinum when I go down there, or maybe even white. I might just dye it white. So we'll see. There is no red left in my hair. I am no longer a redhead, so... And I have tried dyeing it, getting it dyed, and it just didn't look right anymore. So I was like, no, that color that I had cannot be recreated. So I'm just going to go with blonde, platinum, white, those colors, because they're pretty, I'm not ready to be totally gray. I know, that's what's going to happen. There's no denying that, but I'm not quite ready for that yet. I did notice, though, now that Christy's had her hysterectomy, that she's starting to go gray, which I thought would probably happen, because that's what happened to me. As soon as I hit menopause, boom, there went the red. So I think that that's probably going to happen to her as well. I think she'll look really pretty with silver hair, though. She'll be kind of salt and peppery. It'll look nice. She's thinking about going tanning again, which I'm all for. She looks so pretty when she's tan. She always looks pretty, don't get me wrong, but she's half black, so when she goes tanning, she really, really gets dark, and she has this gorgeous, like, mocha latte color to her that I think is just really pretty, and I'm very envious because I can't do that. There is no melanation in my skin. I am not a melanated human being. God did not gift me with that. So I hide from the sun. She thrives in the sun. I'm one of those people who's got to wear like the big giant wicker hat. Like it's an umbrella, you know. I totally got to do that. My mom too, she's the same way. Very fair skinned. It's that blue blood in me. I am not a person of the field. I am a person of the castle. Because I'm such a princess. So what else is going on? Mother's Day came and went. My mom came over and we had Topper's Pizza. It was very good. She'd never had Topper's Pizza, so I'm like, oh, I think you'll like this, Mom. And she was like, ah, 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 ah. She loved it. And I think that's about it that's happened this week. The Bucks won. The Bucks beat the Raptors in game 1. Whoop whoop. So that was exciting to watch. Oh, they just about gave me a heart attack though in that game. At one point I think we were like 28 points behind and I'm like, oh no. And then we came back from behind to beat them and I was like, whoop whoop. Yeah. Fear the deer. So that's about it, guys. You guys have a great day. This was just a little update on my life and what's going on now. I hope you all are doing well. I love you guys. Mwah. Take care and bye-bye.